They didn't tamper with G-Roy's corner. Here's a handoff straight ahead, and Andrew Harris with a good run into the secondary, and he'll finally get gang tackled around the 16-yard line. 10 yards or more this year. Inside handoff, Harris went off first contact. Good hard run by the former Vancouver Island running back. Here comes pressure, Lule just shovels it away. Harris got the first down. Rob Davis with the tackle at the 22, but the chains are moving for the Lions with 40 seconds on the clock. 9th play of the drive. Pressure on, Lule on the run. Touchdown, Andrew Harris. And the Lions have their first touchdown in their new digs.
Boy, how quickly a defense can get broken down when the quarterback starts to get outside and move around in the pocket.
So 2nd and 10. They rush an extra man. J.C. Sherritt, good catch though. And away goes Andrew Harris. While lamenting that the Lions extend the drive with that. And now look at Harris. Break tackles. Andrew Harris shot through the gap, but nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, BC. 63 yards. What a night for the Winnipeg native Andrew Harris.
And he breaks 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage to avoid a loss and then turns it into a touchdown.
And then how about the acceleration?
I've used up to describe this building.
Wow was used a lot. Good run there across the 45-yard line by Andrew Harris, who's had a big game with a couple of touchdowns.
Welcome back, GOAT fans, to another episode of GOAT Radio, the greatest of all time podcast show. I'm the big man, and I can't emphasize enough how jacked I am for this episode, because joining me is an absolute GOAT Canadian running back. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to you Andrew Harris, aka Twizzy. Thanks so much for taking the time, man.
Thank you.
All right, I got to ask you right off the bat, why did the Vancouver Island Raider boys call you Twizzy?
So my first few years, I was number 20. That was my football number. I was with my football number in high school in my first couple of years in junior until I switched to 33. But it started off as H Harris 20 H2O. I think It was a kicker that actually named me. It was like, oh, he flows like water. And I was like H2O, H Twizzy. And then it kind of just became Twizzy, Twizzler, Twiz. Nicknames go. But yeah, that's how it started. It was a kicker. It was like, man, he's flowing like water. He's H2O for the Harris 20. So that's how it kind of came to fruition.
I love it, man. So I just want to show the GOAT fans, I'm wearing a 2011 championship BC Lions hat, autographed, number 33, Andrew Harris right here. This, in my opinion, this team is one of the greatest championship teams. You were the most outstanding Canadian in the Grey Cup. What was it like to win this championship, especially coming into the league?
Yeah, I mean, that season, I played receiver and special teams the year before mainly. Didn't really get any reps. That season, Wally calls me in the off season and says, "Hey, we want you to come in and be the starting running back." So we had Jerome Messam, Jamal Lee, 2 really prominent Canadian running backs as well, who were much bigger than me, and in my eyes probably faster. I mean, Jamal Lee ran like a 4.3 or something at the combine.
Yeah,
he was like 6'2", 230. Jerome Messam was 240, 250 maybe at the time, and pretty quick himself. So that season, I actually tore my pec in March of that off season going into the season. So for me, I came in kind of behind the 8 ball after Wally said he wanted me, and then they ended up bringing in a Jamal Robertson in the backfield. So I kind of came in behind the 8 ball, and we started off the season 0-5. I think we beat Toronto at Empire Field there. And we went back into BC Place. That's when BC Place was getting renovated. We lost another game. We were 1-6, and then we brought on Arlen Bruce, made a couple of changes on defense, and then they named me the starting running back at that time. And we went on, I think it was like 8-0 or 9-0 run. And we lost one last game in the end of the season there, but it was just a massive turnaround and just talk about momentum. You know, we were just riding the wave. Travis Lulay was playing out of his mind. Kira was doing his thing. Arlen was doing his thing. Paris, everyone was clicking. And I was kind of like deer in the headlights for me. Just had started, and next thing I know, we're coming up to be first in the West, and end up playing my hometown in the Grey Cup, playing Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely a whirlwind, and for me, I don't really remember too much of it because it just went by so fast. I remember just being on the podium after and like just being soaked in booze and just being like, wow, this is and it's kind of interesting now that I think about it too. Like every Grey Cup I've been a part of has been either me beating Winnipeg or with Winnipeg now. So sorry to the team and to the hometown, but yeah, it's kind of wild to think, started off in 2011 beating the Bombers, and then obviously last year too. But yeah, that first year was definitely a kickstart to the career and confidence, and I definitely owe it to the coaching staff and Wally for giving me that opportunity to take it and run.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it. You guys went 0-5. The first team to just come back, just went full beast mode, and you led your team. It was an amazing win for the city. So perfect timing to have you on the pod. You just signed an extension with the Toronto Argonauts. I'm so pumped to have you back. The whole Canada is pumped, not only for Toronto fans, but the whole CFL. We need a grizzled veteran in the league like yourself. Mm-hmm. The last dance with the GOAT. So I just got to ask you this, Andrew. You did it all. Grey Cups, MVPs, you shattered records. Why come back? What are you hungry for? What are you striving for?
Well, it's a strive for 5, man. I mean,
yeah.
we got 4 now. I want to get 5, but honestly, I was very, very close to retiring this year. I was at a point where I was like 80% going to move on, and honestly, every year that I kind of feel this way, I throw in some clips and some highlights, and I watch myself and I say, hey, do I still have that fire? Do I still have that determination to want to get up and go to the gym in the morning and get my diet back on point and do all the things to get ready for camp? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it gets harder and harder every year. We play a very violent game, and I play a very violent position, and I play very violently at that position. So it's definitely taken its toll, and I definitely don't feel the same way I did, but I still feel like I have something to give. The Argos wanted to bring me on regardless as a mentor leader in the locker room. They offered me a different kind of position in a sense where wanted just me to be around. So I said, you know what, I can't do that. I want to come and play. I'm gonna give it one more kick at the can here. Ultimately too, I mean, after you win a Grey Cup and you don't really know how the team's gonna go, I saw a bunch of guys getting signed. It got me excited again, and then I started those talks again, and really, was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back and do this. Because we built something pretty good in Toronto, and there's a lot of key pieces coming back, and I also have my future kind of mapped out now too. So this kind of gives me another year to prepare for that, and now knowing it's my last year, I can really appreciate it in a different way.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into post football in a little bit, but I want to get into just briefly the TSN documentary, I Shouldn't Be Here. It depicts your challenges and your struggles growing up. You didn't have that mentor, you didn't have that guidance, and you lived kind of a tough lifestyle. Do you remember the point where you kind of flipped the switch and kind of really focused on football and kind of got away from that lifestyle? When did that happen?
Honestly, it was probably when I had my daughter Hazel, who's 15 now. So I had her in 2008 when I was playing junior still, and that was around the same time where I was getting those opportunities with the BC Lions to come over and practice with them, and I had definitely grown up a lot when I got out to the 9-1, but I still wasn't as focused as I should have been. Yeah, definitely having her. It's amazing what children do to you and motivate you, and she's definitely lit up my life in a lot of ways. And she's such an inspiration to me. And I just had a son 4 months ago too, and I feel that same inspiration from him too. So that's also maybe why I want to play one more year, so he can get a full season of maybe understand, or just having that moment of having my son around while I'm playing still, even though he's not going to remember it at all. But yeah, definitely 2008 though for me is when I really kicked into gear. And then I think the biggest thing too is that after 2011, I really realized what I had in front of me. I remember going back home in 2012, or going into 2012, and really just focusing in on doing 2 days and really honing in on my diet and all those things. And I really had a great year coming back after Grey Cup too. So that's kind of where you get those opportunities and you realize what's in front of you, and you just don't want to throw it away.
Yeah, amazing determination, and you had to battle and really overcome a lot of adversity. So you are a real GOAT in that sense. So one thing we love about you is you obviously have a Hall of Fame career, but you always had some haters out there. There was always haters. But even when you were on top, people just tried to bring you down. Even when you're in BC, you played here for 6 years, and then you went over to Winnipeg. Everyone said you were done, this and that, but you quickly shut them up as usual. You love to prove people wrong. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone has motivating factors in what they do and why they do it. And I mean, for me, I always have a chip on my shoulder for whatever reason, and whenever people doubt me and try to count me out, that's when I feel like my back's against the wall and I really come out swinging. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's always been a fight, and but I appreciate the fight. That's kind of what makes me who I am. So, the haters are part of the game, and I appreciate them as much as the fans too. So it's all part of the game.
Absolutely. Gives you a lot of fuel. And when I hear the name Andrew Harris, I think of the word relentless.
Yeah.
You are relentless.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned that you're 35, you're going on to 36 very soon. Yeah, it's all good. One of the keys in becoming the GOAT is that criteria of longevity.
Yeah.
You absolutely have that in such a tough position of running back. What was your recipe? What were the keys in your longevity? How did you stay healthy, kind of physically, mentally through this tough game?
Well, honestly, I mean, I feel like I have been relatively healthy other than the last few years. I mean, after the COVID year, that really was a tough year on everyone. But I really felt like just that whole year off really just changed a lot of things. And it's through the beginning of my career and up until 2020, really, I hadn't really missed any games. And after that, it was kind of like things kind of piling on and stuff. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it's starts with nutrition. For me, I'm not a big gym rat. I used to be when I was younger, but now I really focus on flexibility, mobility, and just being functional. Just making sure you're as efficient as possible in all your movements. But yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. As soon as I feel tight or locked up, that's usually when I get the injuries kind of pile up. But yeah, I mean, the last few years, they definitely been piling on. But I'm also playing a very physical game at an older age that most people aren't or haven't even made it to. So I'm definitely proud of that. And even too, there's lots of people, oh, he gets hurt all the time. I'm like, well, look at a 25-year-old running back and see how many guys make it 18 games, let alone someone that's 35. So
absolutely.
That kind of stuff, it just makes me laugh because we're playing a very, very, very violent game and a very violent position, as I said. So those things are going to stack up regardless.
For sure, man. You grew up in Winnipeg. You're actually, you like hockey. You're a hockey guy as well.
Yeah, hockey's actually like my main sport, to be honest with you. Like I really love hockey. I mean, I like football. I love football, but
yeah,
I love being on the ice. I mean, I play a few times a week, different leagues and stuff around the city here. And yeah, it's that was the first sport that I fell in love with, and yeah, I'd love to get on the ice for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you hit up the ice on the off season, play some men's league?
Yeah, that's like my big off season training and like cross
Wow.
training. So yeah, like I'm not a big guy who likes to. I mean, I start running usually in April, but some guys are running already, and for me it's using that cross training. And hockey uses different muscles and different kind of cardio. And it's funny how many guys now that are in Winnipeg that play for the Bombers that are playing hockey more so now, that they were hockey players before, but they're playing a lot more now because they realize how much easier it is on your body than running and grinding throughout the whole off season. So it's a great cross trainer, and it's very social game too. It's nice to get out there with the guys and have some laughs and play around. And yeah, it's definitely a big part of my life, and something I'll try to play as long as I can.
Awesome. And I know there were some cool scenes. You brought the Grey Cup to the Jets game. Are you a Jets fan?
I am a Jets fan, but so I grew up actually a Red Wings fan because when I was young, the Jets were gone. So they were gone in what is it, 92. So I kind of grew up growing up with the Red Wings, Steve Yzerman, Shannon, Fedorov, that whole era. But I'm a Jets fan though. But that the Red Wings were my team kind of growing up.
Yeah,
But yeah, the
the Red
Jets got to
Wings.
pull together, man. They're sliding a bit right now, so they got to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, the old school Red Wings, the dynasty, they were unreal.
Yeah.
We actually have a signed Fedorov skate here in the Goat Garage. So this is the Goat Garage. This is my garage that I turned into. I'm surrounded by greatness. I actually have pictures, jerseys, and I'm actually getting a nice Andrew Harris picture with you holding that Grey Cup. I can't wait. It's coming very soon.
Right on, man. Awesome. Awesome.
So I just want to ask you, I know you probably don't want to talk about retirement because you still have a lot of work to do, but you briefly mentioned you have some things set for you after your CFL career. You're going back to Nanaimo. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the opportunity to take over the head coaching job for my team came up this year. And something the president kind of just joked about. He said, "Hey, the coaching position's open with the Raiders. You're interested?" And I kind of was like, "Yeah, maybe actually." And he's like, "What?" So it all kind of started off as kind of like just throwing it out there as a joke, maybe. But um, I ultimately, I mean, Junior gave me so much. We had a brotherhood of guys from all across Canada. We won 3 national championships, and some of the best friends I have to date are guys I played junior with. Really, like I said, 2008, that's when I really kicked into gear and became a man, figured it out. And a lot of that had to do with my environment playing junior. So for me, I had some opportunities in the CFL with, guys asking me if I wanted to be a positional coach and doing stuff like that. And, but I ultimately, I figured I wanted to kind of give back to where it all started for me. So I took over for football operations for this year, doing that remotely. So just taking control of recruiting, hiring a coaching staff, and we're going to have two kind of assistant head coaches, one on the offense and defensive side of the ball, and then I'm going to go take over in 2024 as the head coach. And that we were 1-9 last year, and didn't have a great season. So I definitely want the big challenge to turn the program around and get it back to winning national championships again. So I'll be over there probably next year at this time. And I'm taking over. I'm getting involved in financial business as well on the island, doing financial planning and insurance and stuff like that as well too. So that's great career for myself, for me and my family, and also get that passion of still giving back and staying in football, which is really important to me.
Awesome. Really congrats on that coaching opportunity. And you did mention, is it 33 Ventures?
Yeah, 33 Ventures is the I started a sales and marketing company here in Winnipeg. I'm at a couple here, so we represent a few different companies just doing sales and marketing. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that when I go to Nanaimo, because that'll be strictly out there working on the financial side of things. So I saw some ironing out to do with all that, but yeah, I've always tried to stay busy. I mean, every year I've tried to kind of learn a new skill, get some sort of licensing and something just to keep sharpening the sword. I started a restaurant in Vancouver there with a couple of linemen. I think it was 2014, 15. I did some stuff on the island as well too. So I've always kind of been tinkering with different things and trying to find, what's going to be next for me. But the football, and I got a really good opportunity with Orca Wealth and Nanaimo, and I'm really looking forward to both sides of things, and getting back to beautiful British Columbia again.
Awesome, man. We can't wait to have you back here, man. One more question, and then we are going to go into some GOAT rapid fire. Sound good?
Sounds good, man.
Next question. So 4 Grey Cups, junior championships. What is your greatest championship, most memorable one? If you could pick one, I know they're all great in their own way.
I think probably that's tough, man. It's really tough. I gotta say probably 2019. 2019 was pretty special.
Yeah.
Just with everything that went on that year, and yeah, it was just the big drought with Winnipeg. Last year was pretty special too, just everything that happened too. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. I had an amazing junior game. 2008, I had like 420 yards or something like that in the national championship in 2008. So that was pretty special. I mean, there's so many championships that I'll remember every single one of them.
Absolutely.
The one I least remember is honestly that BC one, because everything just went by so fast.
Yeah.
Didn't really get a chance to appreciate everything, because I was basically a rookie at that time. I really hadn't played, and but yeah, it's they did a thing on TSN, the Road to the Grey Cup, which kind of like maps out our season, and I flick that on sometimes, and when I can find it, it pops up, and it's great to watch that, just to relive those memories again.
Awesome, man. Like I said, huge championship for the city. We won't forget that one. GOAT rapid fire. You're going to give us your pick. You can expand if you want to, or you could say next question. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, let's GOAT. Alexander Ovechkin or Sidney Crosby?
Ovi.
LeBron James or Kobe Bryant?
Kobe.
Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Messi.
Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Ooh, those are both goats. I'm gonna go with Ric Flair.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
George St. Pierre or Khabib?
George St. Pierre. Come on, man. We gotta stay Canadian.
Absolutely. Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury?
Mike Tyson.
Prime Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Ooh, that's crazy. I would rather play with Brady, so I'm gonna say Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry, running back?
Well, I mean, me and McCaffrey are very similar in style, I think. So I gotta go with McCaffrey, but Derrick Henry's an absolute monster.
Yeah. Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
I like Coca-Cola.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I might get you into some trouble with this one. I know the GOAT host got in some trouble, so you can say next question on this one if you want. Blondes or brunettes?
Oh man, I used to be a blonde guy, but now I'm a brunette guy for sure.
Okay. Tupac or Biggie?
Oh man, that's tough too. I'm gonna go Biggie.
Nice. The type of music you listen to before games to pump you up?
It just depends on the mood I'm in. I'm kind of all over the place, but either I really like house music, which is surprising to a lot of people, but I like house music, and then if I'm kind of like too amped up, then I'll listen to like some old school R&B to kind of chill me out and get me kind of vibing again. So and then like you got hip hop and stuff too, or got some like old like 90s rock I listen to sometimes too. So it just depends on the mood, but I'm kind of all over the place. No country though, that's it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What place did you come in fantasy football this year?
I don't play fantasy football.
Favorite movie?
Antoine Fisher. Have you heard of that movie? Seen that movie?
I remember it. I don't think I've seen it.
Check it out, man.
Check. Yeah. Are you a fan of the XFL?
Yeah, I'm a fan of football, man. I think it's great. The USFL, all that stuff. I mean, the more opportunities guys can get to play football and make a living for themselves, I think it's for the greater good of the sport. Our sport is unfortunately, getting less and less numbers as for from the grassroots level. So I think the more opportunities that kids can see that they can get to go play is good for the game.
Best coach you played for?
I mean, that's a toss up. I mean, O'Shea was amazing. Very player coach wise, but I mean, Wally was unreal too. So I mean, between those two, those guys were both great coaches.
Favorite QB you played with?
I gotta say Lule. Lule is awesome, man. It was funny because we both kind of were on the practice roster together in 2010.
Yeah.
So we'd obviously work the scout teams and stuff, and we watched so much film together and just breaking things down. And when we finally got in together, we just had that instant chemistry. So yeah, it was lots of fun playing with Lou.
Your football idol growing up?
Probably Barry Sanders. Yeah, Barry Sanders.
Your hockey idol growing up?
Steve Yzerman.
Ooh, the GOAT.
Yes.
Stevie Y. I love him too.
Yeah.
Who will win the Stanley Cup this year?
Honestly, I think it's going to be someone in the East. I think I hate to say this, but I think Toronto might have a chance this year. If they can get past Boston, Boston's just unreal. But I mean, I think it's going to be, I'm going to say Boston or Toronto.
Yeah, all the East teams are making some crazy trades at the deadline. They're all stacking up. It's going to be a good playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, this might create a little stir. What is the all-around best city? Vancouver, Winnipeg, or Toronto?
Honestly, I not because you guys are based out of Vancouver, but I love Vancouver.
Nice.
Love Vancouver. I mean, Winnipeg's Winnipeg, it's hometown and stuff, and being in Toronto was great, but it's the traffic and how busy it is. It's almost too much for me. I like to get outdoors, and in Vancouver you get the outdoorsy stuff, and you get the city life as well too. So and the landscape is just absolutely gorgeous. So I got to go with Vancouver.
Last question: the most famous person in your phone?
Most famous person in my phone. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. I can't even tell you. I don't know. Next question.
Next question. Awesome. We'll end it with that.
All right.
Andrew Harris, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Harris. So I like to do a little ritual for the GOAT. I like to cheers to the GOAT. I got some tequila here. It's 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning, man. I like your style.
But you know what? This show, you're what this show is all about. You're not only the GOAT on the field with all the personal accomplishments, the team accomplishments, but you're even bigger GOAT off the field with everything you had to endure and all the adversity you had to face, man. So cheers to you, and go get that 5th grade cup.
Appreciate that, man. You're a beauty. I love that.
You are too, man. Okay, man. Thanks so much for joining me.
I appreciate you so much, man. This is fun.
Thank you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the greatest of all time podcast show, GOAT Radio. We will see you next time for more GOAT history. See you, Andrew. See you, Twizzy.
Take care, man.
Canadian in the 99th Grey Cup Championship. How does it feel to be a Grey Cup champion?
So much pride. This is amazing. Something I always dreamed of doing. To do it in my 2nd year, and just amazing feeling. Words can't describe right now how I feel, and I'm just so happy, so proud of my team, and just so great.
You were also named, as we said, the most valuable Canadian. What does it feel like to be the top Canadian player in the Canadian Football League in the biggest game?
It's a true honor, It's a true honor. There's so many good Canadian football players in this league, and be named one of the best on the bigger stage. It's a true honor, So just got to keep building from this, and hopefully I can have more of these from years to come.
What do you think was the difference for your team tonight in this game?
We just stayed on it, They were stuffing us. We had a lot of 2 and outs. We just kept staying positive, and we just kept staying at it, We didn't get too discouraged, and we got to credit our whole line, and our defense played great. Our defense came to play today, and it's a full team effort.
Final question for you. You're not truly a local, but you've been adopted, obviously, with your history in Victoria. What does it feel like to win this at home and win it with the sport you have in the local communities?
It's great. I have so much support from BC playing junior here, and I love this city. I love Van City so much. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to bring this Grey Cup home, or keep it at home in Vancouver.
Andrew Harris, Grey Cup champion and most outstanding Canadian in the game.
First 5 yards, 10 yards, and you know that's beautiful when that happens.
First people you think of when you know that you've won the Grey Cup.
Oh man, everyone that taught me along the way, all the haters out there that talk shit. Sorry about the language, but this is for you.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Congratulations.
Thank you.